having kind of camera shake, motion blur inside of this. If we wanted to now animate this, let's unlock this to add a little bit of weight. Again, this is something that I would do after it's like finished. This is like the animation's done, it's approved, it's finished, and most of the time comp handles this because they have special ways of doing that. Okay, cool. So what I do with camera shakes is this. Is it 328? We're good. All right, is what a lot of students don't realize is that you have to treat the camera like a real person, okay? If I'm holding this object forward, this is just my phone, okay? I'm holding this forward and I'm looking at this sideways, okay? If something lands in front of me and forces the ground or something that I'm standing on to go down, okay, it's going to cause me to do what? Travel downward. But what happens when we travel downward? If you're holding a big old heavy camera and let's say you're on a trap door, okay, and the trap door just gives out, okay, and I start falling, which way is the camera going to start aiming in the first few frames as I start falling? It's going to start aiming up, right? Overlap. Down like this. I see so many students, the second something hits the ground, they start aiming it down. The first one isn't up. You have to picture you're a cameraman just like this, and this is the type of motion you want, okay? Because you are actually holding a camera. So I'll just show you guys a little bit of that. Okay, unlock the rotate channels on this. I'll probably just do this in an anim layer. That'll be easier. So he hits the ground. 1, 2. Tremble that up. Tremble it down. Down and then come up just to make some noise. And this way we just get a little bit of noise inside of there. Right? I don't know how much of that you can see in the video, but we're just getting a little bit of noise. Would you show this animation to a supervisor, and what stage of detail would you show it? It depends on the studio. It really, really, really depends on what studio you're looking for. Sometimes I would show a supervisor the balls. Sometimes I would show, if I'm a supervisor, I would try to learn what the director responds to first. But once you get to that level, a lot of it is playing the game, finding out what directors respond to, what they like to see. Does directors like to see a lot of offset? Do they like to see in splining? Like in Snow White and the Huntsman, like I was telling you guys from last class, it had to be lit, comped, finaled, and with the muscle sim enabled in order to just get the answer, what side of the river do you want the troll on? Right? So there's a lot of that. Would you recommend animating like this for full CG? I wouldn't recommend animating like this to whoever it finds comfortable. Okay? I know people that animate like this in CG. It's whatever works for anyone, right? Again, like I say in my class, everybody has a different workflow. It's totally, totally okay. No animator animates the same way. There's similar ways. For instance, this is a common way to animate in VFX. I know like a buddy that just got off of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. This is how he animated a majority of the shots, because this is easy, because this is what the director responded to. This is what he can see and what he can critique and change 50,000 times before inevitably you just submit your first shot, the first take you did, and they go, yeah, that's it. Yeah, go with that one. Okay. That's happened to me more than one occasion, and everyone in the industry. Cool. Would you worry about the arcs from perspective, even when the shapes are looking good to cam? If the arcs are looking good to cam, that is more important. Okay. Sometimes if you're being way too aggressive on animating to camera, like you're faking it just way, way too much, what happens is you'll get callbacks from lighting, sim, comp, hey, you're breaking this way too much. Or I know this isn't happening on the, it's happening out of frame, but we really need you to define a few of those poses just so we can get the sim to lay nicely on it before the character enters or leaves the screen, things like that. Or, hey, you fake this just a little bit too much. Can you back it off so it makes more sense in 3D? But absolutely, all of the arc tracking, if it's a little bit off in perspective, but the arc looks beautiful in cam, always go with cam, because that's what people are going to see. Cool. All right, guys, thanks for coming, and hope you learned a lot. See you guys later. Bye-bye.